It was around 12:30 at night. The whole city seemed to be asleep, and the wind was moving slowly. Almost too slowly. In the distance, a lone dog barked, its sound echoing strangely, like it was coming from a deep, dark forest. I was sitting by my window, feeling this unusual restlessness in my chest. It just felt like this night wasn't like other nights. Suddenly, my phone started vibrating on the table. An unknown number flashed on the screen. Who would be calling at this hour? I hesitated for a moment, my thumb hovering over the green icon. Then I answered. But there was no voice, only a strange, unsettling breathing sound, slow, broken, as if someone very far away was inhaling and exhaling with great difficulty. I said, "Hello. Who is this? Please speak." Still nothing, just that same eerie breathing. Then, as abruptly as it began, the call disconnected. I wasn't exactly scared, but a strange, gnawing curiosity started to grow inside me. A few seconds after I put the phone down, I noticed a dim, yellowish light outside my window. It looked like someone far away was holding a flashlight. When I moved closer to the glass to get a better look, the light vanished. I tried to rationalize it, telling myself it must be the headlights of a passing car, or maybe someone in the next building. But then, a harsh, metallic sound came from inside my own room, from the direction of my front door. Someone, or something, was slowly, deliberately trying to twist the doorknob from the outside. I froze. My blood ran cold. My feet felt like they were glued to the floor. After a few seconds of hot, pounding silence, I took a deep breath and walked toward the door very, very slowly. I reached it, holding my breath, but there was no one there. The hallway was empty. But then I saw it. The doorknob moved, slightly, as if it was turning all by itself. Suddenly, my phone rang again. It was the same unknown number. This time, I didn't hold it to my ear. I pressed the speaker button and let the call connect. The moment it did, that semi-cold, ragged breathing filled the room. Then, a broken, chilling voice whispered through the speaker. It said, "If you open the door, everything will end." My entire body went cold. I managed to find my voice, whispering back, "Who are you? And what do you mean?" Asterisk. My asterisk door. The voice on the other end became clearer, more urgent. "Don't open the door. I'm trying to save you." Fear and curiosity were now locked in a battle inside me. I slowly approached the door again, my eyes fixed on the peephole. I peered through it. Nothing. The hallway was empty and silent. Just as I pulled back, the call disconnected. And 1 second later, the knocking began. Knock, knock. A firm, steady rhythm against the wood. Louder, this time. A dark shadow slid under the door, a clear silhouette of someone standing right outside. I stumbled backward in terror, my hand covering my mouth to stifle a scream. I frantically tried to call the number back, but the screen just showed a message. Asterisk. This number does not exist. Asterisk. Before I could even process what that meant, the shadow outside the door moved away. It just vanished. I felt a small wave of relief wash over me, but it was short-lived. Right then, I heard another sound. It was coming from the corridor. Something was crawling. It wasn't the sound of a human walking or running. It was a low, soft noise. A dragging, slithering sound, as if something heavy was pulling itself across the floor. I pressed my ear against the cool wood of the door, trying to hear better. The crawling sound stopped, and then, suddenly a shadow appeared under the door again, but this time, it wasn't shaped like a human shadow. It was long, thin, and it moved slowly, like a creature walking on all fours. Almost like a giant spider. My breath caught in my throat. I backed away, trembling, my eyes wide with disbelief and horror. The phone was still clutched in my hand, and then it spoke again. The same voice, but now it was filled with pure panic. "They've found your room. If you don't leave now, you will never see the morning." My voice was barely a whisper. "Who are you? How do you know all of this?" There was silence for a few seconds, and then the voice replied, "Because I was their first victim." A cold shiver crawled up my spine and exploded in my skull. Before I could say anything more, the call ended. Immediately, the sound outside the door grew louder. A scratching began, as if long, sharp nails were dragging across the wood, leaving deep grooves. Then the knocking started again, but it was different. Small, repetitive, frantic knocks. Tap dash tap dash tap dash tap dash tap. Slowly, the knocking began to change. It morphed into a strange, distorted laugh. It wasn't loud. It wasn't human. It was a slow, guttural, unnatural laugh coming from right behind my door. I scrambled into the far corner of the room, my breath coming in short. Shaky gasps. My head was spinning with fear and doubt. Was any of this real, or was I finally losing my mind? And then, suddenly, with a loud click, the entire building's electricity went out. The room was plunged into absolute darkness. The knocking stopped. The laughter faded. There was only silence. A silence that felt heavier and more threatening than all the noise that came before. 'Cause now, whatever was making those sounds was quiet, and I didn't know why. I fumbled for my phone and turned on the flashlight. The narrow beam cut through the darkness and landed on the bottom of the door. The shadow was gone. For a tiny, fragile moment, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe it was all over. But right then, my phone vibrated again. A different number. The screen displayed 2 words. Asterisk, nitrogen monoxide signal number, asterisk, with a hand that shook so badly I could barely control it. I answered the call. The voice on the other side wasn't the cold, warning voice from before. It was the same distorted, inhuman laugh that had been right behind my door just moments ago, and in the middle of that chilling laughter, a new voice whispered. A voice that sounded like dry leaves skittering across pavement. It said, "I told you, they never come alone." Then the call disconnected, and the knocking behind the door began again. Knock. 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 But this time, the knocks didn't stop. They slowly and steadily kept increasing in frequency and force, becoming a deafening, thunderous roar that filled the darkness and promised to break down the very last barrier between me and the things outside. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.